Welcome back, fellow adventurers. Stay a while and listen, because today we have some really exciting news for all the Diablo 4 fans out there. As Diablo 4 continues to evolve, all the players, including myself, are really starting to wonder just exactly how the seasons will function in the game. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the details and answer some of the questions that the players have been wondering since the release of the game. So let's get right into it. I'm your host, Moonfade, and once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. During a recent Campfire Chat live stream, the Diablo 4 development team shared some insights on how Renown and some of the other features are going to work going forward with the seasonal characters. So we'll go ahead and check out some of that footage.
Going back to
Back
season
to
one.
Renown. Yeah, I think the big thing that we're seeing, one of the big questions, I think, especially new players, if you've played Diablo 3 before, you're familiar with the seasonal kind of reset. That idea of like, oh, it's a new season, there may be new balances.
Yeah, I mean, it was in
Diablo
Diablo 3, so I was very familiar with
it.
it.
So there's an interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're going to add it in
experience
Diablo 4
whatever
too.
new
So.
changes are in the season or new mechanics, and that's still true in Diablo 4. That
Right,
idea
I
that
don't
there's
see it
that sense of
changing.
progression and going back and trying something new, experiencing the new mechanics in the world from a new place, because otherwise it becomes this huge sort of power creep. But obviously, part of the feedback is people now are starting to complete the campaign and they're starting to look forward to season 1 coming.
I know, I sure am.
They're wondering, like, wait, when we talk about resets, how do I think about the Renown system in particular? And so one of the things, what will happen is that I think we started off in one place and we're kind of ending up in another place, which is kind of interesting. Is we started off from hey, we want as much of that feeling of progression as possible. So rediscovering things isn't that bad because you're like, oh, I get to do this really cool. But I think we're starting to feel with alt characters that notion of, oh, the fog of war between characters doesn't feel great. And like the Lilith altars doesn't necessarily feel great. And so that's something we're going to do. And we'll be continuing to evaluate what should and shouldn't be reset as part of that. Much like once you complete the campaign on one character on your account, you can skip campaign for every character from there on through every season, and I think basically.
Yeah, and I think that's like what they need to do with basically the seasonal character. It's like your main character's progression as far as like map discovery and the altars of Lilith should all just carry over into the seasonal character. Because it's like, it's fine to level to 100. It's like, you may be bummed about it right now, but like, you got to understand that like Diablo 4 hasn't really been out that long, and level 100 is not really like a crazy feat unless you do it like in hardcore or something. So like, it's going to be pretty common to see like a season come out and then everyone's just going to grind that to 100. And I don't think that's necessarily bad, because I think the way they could do it is like, if you participate in a season and say you get like a cool mount, that can then transpire into your main account that isn't a seasonal character, so you can like reap the benefits and get the cool cosmetic stuffs maybe that the seasons are going to offer, and then just be able to rock that stuff on your main character, which I think it would be really cool. And it would just show like, just people playing the game for one and participating in the seasons, but then like, just the diehard Diablo fans will be able to show off all the cool stuff that they've achieved in previous seasons or more to come. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea.
Expansions, but I believe expansions too. Not to lock stuff in too early. But that notion that you only have to complete, that's kind of the thinking we have. So right now for Renown, what we're talking about is once, as we go
right, and the Renown
1,
stats carry over too, which is going to help out incredibly
the fog
well.
of war that you've lifted on your map, the amount of the map that you've exposed going into the season in the Eternal Realm will be what you see in the season. So you don't have to go and reveal the map again.
See, that's great. I think that's perfect. I think that's like, that's the thing most people are going to be annoyed about. It's like, I don't really care. It's like, oh, I got to start from level 1. It's fine. I think, you get to like level 30, like you'll be rolling in levels. I think more people are just concerned about the fact like of having to get all the altars of Lilith, having to get all the waypoints again, and having to discover the map because it's huge. It's like, another thing I'm wondering is like, does the mount carry over? I don't know. Like, that's something we got to figure out as well. I don't think there's like 100% answer on that. Don't quote me, but if the mount can carry over, then that makes it even better, because then like, if you could port everywhere, it's not that bad, man. I think that most people are just concerned about that at the end of the day.
Capital city waypoints, I think, will be active much like it is now. So, but you'll see them. They'll just be gray. So, because there's so much renown you get for claiming one, we still want you to go claim that waypoint. And then there's also the Altars of Lilith, which is basically those will stay as well. You don't have to rediscover them every season.
That's great.
And
I don't see a problem with
that's always been true.
that.
The notion around the benefits you get from a Altar of Lilith, like +2 intelligence or +2 dex, those stay with you forever, much
That's
like the renown
dope.
system.
That's dope. No problem with
the
that,
extra
because those aren't
potion charge or
game-breaking
the extra
features. But
oboe
it's like it's
capacity.
annoying if
Those
you would
stay
have to
with you
find
too.
all
You don't
those
have to
again,
go
right?
Need to go get those skill points, go get those potion charges.
Right.
Those go with you. And what's kind of
That's
cool is
dope.
that what we're talking about is we'll preload you that renown. So right. So if I could get, I'll make up a number. This is totally made up. 1,000 renown through Fog of War clearance. When I
Right.
start up season 1, my map will be clear like it is in the Eternal Realm, and I'll already have 1,000 renown in my.
You see, like, and I'm glad that he said that, because that delights me, man. Just knowing, like, okay, it's fine. Like, I play a barbarian, that's my main. But it's like, maybe if season 1 comes out and I decide to play a rogue, like, I feel good knowing, like, I could just participate in the season, like, and just know that the map's discovered, and, like, I could just enjoy and focus on leveling and having fun with my friends. So I think Blizzard is going in the right direction with this. And now that I think about it more, like I said earlier, it's just like, if you can reap those benefits from season rewards and just transpire them into your regular characters, man, I think like that formula works with seasons, because a lot of new ARPG players, they don't really get the concept of seasons, but I think a lot of more experienced veteran players do, and they actually kind of seek that kind of thrill, and people just want to show off the cool shit, man. It's like, obviously Blizzard is going to give you the cool shit through playing the seasons. It's that simple, dude.
Right. Your renown screen
Right.
will still show, fog. This many areas of the map to be discovered.
Right.
It will just give you credit for the ones that you already discovered, and
Right.
that will translate into starting the season if you have been playing previously on a character with some amount of renown.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. And our intention, so those are the base of the two major that you get credit for. Like, we're going to
Altars and fog.
Altars and Fog. So side quests, those are something that still reset. But we're looking into the future.
Who gives a fuck about the side quest, dude?
Potentially, I mean, it's something that I think we'll continue to evaluate.
One of the interesting features that they mentioned in the video was the ability to carry over your discovered map and your Altar of Liliths from the Eternal Realm. And now when I say Eternal Realm, I mean that's where your main character is, that is not participating in a season. So this basically means that you won't you're basically not going to lose any of your progress as far as the map and those other things go, as far as the renown, the map, and the Altars of Liliths go. So having those early renown benefits on an early character is actually going to be very beneficial, and I think you could see a strategy of a lot of people kind of farming renown and getting those Altar of Liliths and trying to map out the entire landscape so they can level up quicker on their seasonal characters. However, despite all these advantages, some players still have concerns about participating in Diablo 4 seasonal content due to the additional character level grinding. It's pretty understandable if you haven't really been into ARPGs too often, but I think this is going to be like a little kind of a little hurdle, I guess, for more experienced players. I don't think this is going to change much. Although I do believe that some players will probably still be upset about having to re-level their tunes. And I think to address some of the confusion surrounding whether like the Eternal characters, which are the non-seasonal characters, can help progress seasonal like mechanics or quest lines and prerogatives, like I don't think it can. I think if you want to like level up the seasonal battle pass, like you're gonna have to make a seasonal character. And there's actually a tweet that was made by Paul Tassi, who reached out to Rod Ferguson on Twitter, who's the general manager of Diablo 4, and he pretty much confirmed that. Like he basically said, like, oh yeah, you pretty much, if you want to get the seasonal battle pass stuff, you gotta play seasonal. So that is certain, and that we know for guaranteed, guys. So interesting stuff there. If you pre-ordered the game, I think we're going to get hooked up on the battle pass. So whoever got the deluxe edition, you're probably going to get hooked up on. I think one of the crucial reasons behind the requirement, or why they're not allowing like your main character to level up your seasonal characters, because like they basically just want to ensure that players cannot speed level their battle passes with their already decked out characters that they've been playing since the game came out. So pretty obvious for Blizzard to do. It's like if you want to reap the seasonal benefits and rewards and loot, from what I understand, you're just going to have to make a seasonal character and participate. But I do want to hit home that you do get to keep your characters, guys. And all of the stuff like the Renown, the map, and the Altars of Lilith is all going to transition seamlessly into the seasonal character. And that's what we know so far. While the idea of starting a new character from level 1 like every 3 months seems like pretty daunting and kind of pointless to a lot of people, like I think it's really important to note that like seasoned veterans of like Diablo, the franchise in general, and like other similar games like Path of Exiles, they actually like this kind of stuff, man. They crave it. So it's like, obviously they need to incorporate that into Diablo 4. It's like some people don't like seasons, but I think for this type of genre of gaming, it's pretty like essential to have. And when it really comes down to it, like, so even if like seasonal gameplay like isn't really your cup of tea, that's not something you're interested in like while playing Diablo, like you can still enjoy your characters. You're going to be able to keep them, and there's going to be no disruption with that. You'll be able to keep all your characters on the Eternal Realm, and nothing's going to bother them. The Eternal Realm will basically like be a sanctuary for all your non-seasonal adventures, so don't just hang up the towel on the game. Like, you could still keep your character, and there's like a lot of more dope shit coming out for sure. All right, folks, and there you have it. So I've had a lot of fun kind of exploring that with you guys. It's been a pleasure to kind of make this video and go through it with you guys and keep you guys updated. This is Moonfade, your host once again. I just really want to shout out to you guys for supporting the channel. I've had nothing but tremendous positive feedback thus far, and I've really been enjoying it. So once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.